What's up, y'all? This is Twinka
Twin. Yep.
and welcome. So we have another episode for you. And today we're going over a Netflix movie. I Care a Lot. She didn't care, but that's the name of the movie. All right. So, how did you feel about that main character, Marla?
Greedy. She was money hungry.
I couldn't stand her. I could not stand her.
I mean, how could you? How could you stand her? She was a dirty bitch. She was dirty.
Yeah. So, just a quick synopsis for those who have not seen the movie yet. Okay. It's about this lady, and she figures out a way to pretty much she finds old people who may not have family members or things like that, and she gets like a doctor to say that they cannot live at home by themselves, and she pretty much takes these people, move them to a little old folks home, and she becomes guardian of them and all their access, all their things, their worldly belongings, and pretty much she sells everything, gets rid of it, pays herself and whatever the proceeds are, and just let them sit there. She blocks them from being able to see family members, get visitors, make phone calls, and they just stay there until they pass away.
Yeah, and we realized that in the first couple minutes of the movie too. So, because she was going to court with this dude, and she was denying this man access to see his mom, which bit her in the ass later on. So
she kind of deserved it. But yeah, she got on. I didn't like her character at all, like at all. So all right, so scams, because what this was, a huge scam. So have you ever been scammed before?
Yeah.
Or done scams?
No, I never done a scam. Yeah, but I guess you could say I've been scammed before. 3-card Monty is a scam, so I've been caught up in that one time.
What is that?
You know 3-card Monty is?
No.
It's you always see them dudes on the corner doing the little thing with the cards and all that.
No.
You ain't never seen that?
I don't know what corners you're walking on.
I've been in the hood, bro. But anyway, the 3-card Monty is they take 3 cards, and it was like here go the Queen of Hearts or whatever, and they shuffle 3 cards, boom, 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 boom. Well, I seen dudes do it with like bottle caps. They got like a ball or cups.
Mm-hmm.
You got like a ball, and you just shift it. You know what I'm saying? Find the ball. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. 3-card Monty or whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing, but yeah.
So what were you gonna win from that? Like, what were you?
Man, they put 100. Well, the time that I did it, so I was at the classic FAMU versus what was it? FAMU versus Bethune-Cookman. So the Florida Classic in Orlando. My dad just put, lucky I am with my father. He was like, "Here, y'all want to have a good time? Here's $100." He gave me $100 bill. Because they got shops out there, you can go buy stuff. So I ran up on these dudes playing cards and stuff like that. He's like, "Yeah, you can win some money and all this." So,
don't you know fast money ain't good money?
I should be telling you that. Well, I'm saying it was quick, just like that. My money was gone because those games are designed for you to lose. You got people in the crowds that are winning money to show other people that you can win money. Oh, this is a winnable game. You can win money, but those are their friends. Mm-hmm. But you walk up to it, find us a sucker. Oh yeah, come over here. They put a hand around you like, yeah, you can win some money. Blah, 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 blah. $100. You know what I'm saying? Quick as $100 I below. So, but all that's a scam. They do it all the time. You go in the right corner, find that shit. So, but other than people trying to get me in pyramid schemes, that's the only scam I've been a part of.
Yeah.
This was different. This was a legal scam.
Well, let me tell you, the biggest scam that I've been a part of, marriage. Just saying.
You need to stop.
Just saying.
You need to stop, bro.
Just saying. But anyways.
How is that? No. We ain't skipping over that. No. How is that a scam? How is you saying I do and I love you to somebody a scam? Please explain that to me.
Because things changes, right? So marriage, we are, as Americans, we are taught that marriage is for love. You know what I mean? But it ain't for love. Marriage is a business contract.
Do you know
And
people still get married for love, right?
let me tell you, and that's why it don't work. Exactly why it don't work. Because it's a contract. And people need to look at it as that and accept it for what it is. And then they'll be happy. But if you go into marriage thinking like I'm marrying him because I love him, people fall out of love all the time. People grow to be different from the person that they originally were. Therefore, that changes. So if it's just love that you're marrying somebody for, you're scamming yourself, honey.
Okay.
Just saying.
You're ridiculous. Okay. You be very. I am so disappointed.
I'm just saying. But I do get the scam calls where, the whole your social security number has been used in something and call us, or your social security number has been expired or under FBI investigation, some crazy mess. I'm like, really?
Yeah, because some people fall for that. Imagine just like this, you catch the right, maybe old lady or old man that actually believe that. It's like, yeah, your social security number has been flagged. Oh, has it really? And they'll fall right
Let me tell you
into that
something.
trap. So
The first time I heard that, and it was like calling a number, I'm like, you won't catch me. I'm not about to call it, especially if I done did something crazy. Nah, Bo, you gonna have to kick in the doors. I'm not volunteering anything.
Man, but this was completely wrong because it was legal. That's the problem. It was legal what she was doing.
Right.
Completely legal. But what makes it worse is her character. Like, if you got somebody that's going to do this and not treat it as a scam, then it's perfectly fine. But she treated it as a scam and took full advantage of the law. Like,
yep,
and that's wrong. Did. Just because it's legally right for you to do it doesn't mean you should. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and America got a history of that, doing things that are legally right but morally wrong.
Yeah.
And they make it a law, so you kind of, people just like, all right, well, it's the law. If they didn't want me to do it, then it wouldn't be legally correct.
Right. And then wars break out because of that shit too. Let's just be real. We talking about what? Slavery? Yes. Slavery was legally right back in the day.
Exactly.
Legally. So,
and helping a slave, which you might say, you know what, this poor person, they're just knocking at my door, they need some water, whatever. I'm sure I know what's going on with them. Let me try to help them. Yeah. But guess what? Helping them was against the law. Yeah. But morally, it's right. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you something. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the U.S. is built on that kind of stuff.
That is true.
Like, the jail system. That's another example.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what was another one. So, yeah, the jail system. You break the law. These are rules that other people have made, and you break these rules, and they throw you into a cage.
Right. And no, my thing is, you're innocent until proven guilty. However, I have to be held in jail until I go to court and until people determine I haven't done anything, or what I've done is justified or not justified.
Yeah, the jurors, a group of your peers.
You know what I mean? Like, if I ain't got money for bail, then I am still locked down like a criminal.
Yeah.
Until I can have my day in court.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that morally right?
No, but also in this movie, she was getting treated like she was in jail. She was. She did that little sneaky trick, like unlock your phone and stuff. Let me program my number into you. As soon as she unlocked it, I guess she took off the lock and gave it to somebody else. So
yeah,
it was crazy.
It was like they did treat her like a prisoner because, for example, back to that part, when she told the lady before she took her out the house, she was like, if this is wrong or whatever, you can call and try to get this fixed or whatever. But when she gets to the home, if you're taking my phone, how am I calling anybody?
And denying access to the phone and say, oh, I got to call your guardian before you could use the phone. Like, who can I call? Because as soon as you call the guardian and say, yeah, I'm trying to call somebody to see if this right, she ain't gonna let you call them.
Exactly.
And at that point, she had complete control over her life, which I don't see how is this legal in the first place? How can somebody deem you unfit to take care of yourself without you being there, and then the judge just sign the paper, and now you belong to somebody else? You know,
a whole stranger. Like, if she had never met that lady before until lady came to her door.
Yeah, you belong to a
whole stranger.
You belong to a stranger. She don't care about your life. She hasn't talked to you before.
Exactly.
Or at least interview you and see, like, I could take care of this person. I know, I seen her talk to her family. I know this, she ain't know nothing.
Right.
She
Like,
never met
what's her needs and wants? Like, it was literally knock, knock. Here's my paper. Let's go.
Yeah. That was crazy.
I can't. The poor little old lady.
I felt so bad for her, but man, that lady, what was her name? Marla?
Which one? Marla was the guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand
That
her.
lady was straight
I couldn't
dirty.
stand her.
She was so dirty. Like,
I didn't like her character, and I was so confused. I'm like, is this supposed to be like a woman power moment? Because she kept bringing up the fact that men do so much, they threaten her all the time, and she's not gonna let no man do this and that. And I'm sitting here confused, like, am I supposed to be proud of this, honey? Do you not see what you're doing to these old people? Yeah. Like, I couldn't, yo.
Yeah, that woman empowerment thing, which is a good thing, but when I felt like she used that as a crutch to justify her taking advantage of these elderly people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's like, I've been threatened thousands of times. Bitch, why? Because you fucking with people's mama.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, look what you're doing. Like, it's not because you're a woman. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're a woman.
No,
it's what you're doing.
It's what you're doing. Of course they threaten you. Mess with my mama like that, I'll threaten your ass too.
She said, she's like, I've been threatened 1,000 times, but only twice, 2 times is anything come from, something like that.
That's my thing too. Once is enough.
Right.
Once is enough.
What?
How many times you gonna play with that?
What?
Like, this man could literally kill you. How many times you gonna play
Matter
with
of fact, since we own this, let's go back to when would you have just gave up on that situation? Like, because the lawyer came to her office, try to offer her, threaten her a little bit, then try to offer her some money.
From what I counted, she had at least 5, 6 times.
She did. She had a lot. She had a lot that she could have just went on about her business. Like, what? Forget it. Like, it ain't worth it.
So, like you said, the lawyer came to the office with a briefcase full of money.
Yep.
Right, and pretty much threatened her life. You know what I'm saying? Offered to pay off and threaten her life, but I guess that wasn't enough money. She went to go see the old lady, and she was like, "Oh, he's going to kill you."
Right. Yeah. He's coming from you.
Yeah, he's coming. And then what else? They went to the doctor died.
No, something else happened before the doctor died. Because so the lady, she went to the old lady. She was like, "Oh, the 8th. Okay, yeah, he's coming for you. He's coming. Whatever the case may be." And she thought she was joking. And no, I think they found out that the lady wasn't who she was.
Right. They found out the lady who wasn't who she was,
right,
and that she possibly had ties to the mafia. Oh, that's after they tried to get her out.
Yeah. So they found out the lady wasn't who she was. Then, then they tried to break her out.
Yep.
People getting shot at the nursing home and all this stuff.
3 people went to jail.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then they found out they tied to the mafia.
Like, come on.
I'm like, I would have been done with that mess.
Well, at first, I would have stopped right there as soon as this lawyer come in here, threaten my life and offering me money. Because one thing, you doing this as a business, so it's 2 things you want. It's 2 things that I would want. I want to live, and I want to keep making money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anything that's gonna mess up these 2 things is not worth it. So I would have gave it up right there. But the fact when she did give it up, when she found out she's connected to the mafia, after them guys got caught and they find out who this dude is, they thought he was dead, but he connected to the mafia. Like, oh, he connected to mafia? You talking about people that kill for fun? Like,
the Russian mafia.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where is this finna go? This gonna stop your whole way of living. But in hindsight, it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
She felt like because she was like, oh, if you're gonna offer me this, and I know she worth way much more. And it's like, stop being greedy.
Yeah.
You got a whole scam going on, lady. Just take this little bit of money and keep it moving with your scams.
Yeah, but in hindsight, right? Fast forward, she probably made the right choice. You know what I'm saying? Because
she almost died.
Yeah,
and her girlfriend almost died.
Yeah, but they didn't.
But they should have.
They should have, but they didn't.
These riders made them not die, but they should have died.
She miraculously got out the car that they drove into the lake, set it up perfectly. But I don't know how she get up out that thing, but it's ridiculous. Like, I thought y'all the mafia, y'all supposed to be good at killing, and she ended up living. And then she go save her girlfriend before the apartment blow up.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, ooh, you got some perfect time. That's what made me so angry about this movie. It was like, stop with all this fake. Like
She was just doing too much.
Even if she was a confident person and all this other stuff, and her goal is on making that money, and she a lioness and all that stuff. There's a lot of points in this movie, even a strong person would have broke.
But it was the right mindset. She had the right mindset. And then after they almost died and they went back and went after the dude, she had won. Because she became guardian for old boy that was chasing after her, that tried to kill her. You know what I'm saying? And then he offered her the business deal of a lifetime. And they set up for practically almost $1 billion corporation. It was perfect. You know, it definitely worked out in her favor. Yeah, you got to hit a couple bumps in the road, maybe a couple potholes.
She should have been dead. Her girlfriend should have been dead. Her friend died. Let's not forget her friend died.
The doctor died, but she didn't. So she eventually ended up getting exactly what she wanted. But in hindsight, that wasn't her biggest mistake. Her biggest mistake was while she doing this business, she denying access to from people that actually got families.
Mm-hmm.
Like she fucking died in the end because of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Dude that was denied access to his mom at the beginning, the very beginning, first couple minutes of the movie, he came back and killed her ass. So it could be the smallest thing, but
right
to her it was small. Like he not getting access to his mom or nothing like that because I need to keep her where she at, you know?
And it goes back to like her whole conversation, like, oh, I've been threatened 1,000 times, only 2 times it can't. Look, honey, all it takes is that one, and that was that one.
Yeah, that's it.
It was that one, and he was like, you know what? My mama died. I couldn't see her. You do, and now then you get this whole corporation doing all this.
Yeah, but
bum.
Like, how much is that worth, man? How much is that really worth?
How she sleep at night?
Yeah.
How did she sleep at night? Like that was. I couldn't, Bo.
How do you sleep at night? Knowing you denying people access to their families and you literally stealing.
So again, when you had gave up Jennifer? When you had gave up the lady?
When the dude showed up in the office threatening to kill me and offered me a load worth of money, $150K. Take it.
So you'd have took the $150K because remember she kept like trying to negotiate with this man.
What the dude say? He's like, I could go as high as what, 250?
Well, he said 250, and then she said no. And then he went back up to
300.
She was like 5 million. He was like 3. She like 3 million. He's like no, 300,000. Right.
I'll take the 300,000. If he ever went up to 300,000, you probably, if you kept negotiating, you probably could have got $500,000 out of this man. And $500,000, and you give us somebody, and you just go get somebody else, and you still in business, and you got people trying to kill you.
Like, right, that's my thing.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want nobody. And then, but she still had the diamonds. That was another thing too. It was like, okay, at that point, they didn't know that she had the diamonds, so I would have took his money, had the diamonds, let go of the mama.
Yeah, and when it set up, you know, they probably gonna come back after you the diamonds, because whoever hired this lawyer that sent this lawyer in here, he gonna sooner or later he gonna find out these diamonds are missing, and they gonna be right back.
But none of they wouldn't know that I took it.
Right, that's true.
Because at that point, he still thought those diamonds. He didn't know they knew about it.
Yeah, but I would have gave it up. What about you? When you would have gave it up?
I probably would have never done it. But if I did do it,
yeah.
I mean, when
you just put yourself in her shoes.
Okay, so when okay, there was a scene before. Yeah, it probably would have been the lawyer, because I think that was the first thing, because the taxi guy came, but he didn't make like a big deal about it or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it'd have been the lawyer. When the lawyer came to the office, and I'd been like, because you know she know that they can't make calls out, so it's like, so she got somebody, and whoever she got money. So yeah, that'd have been it. Right. It wouldn't have been a movie. It'd have been done. Oh my God, let me take my money.
Well, like I said, in hindsight, no matter what she did with this old lady or what she went through, she was gonna die anyway. Cause dude mom was gonna eventually die where he had her. She was gonna keep denying access to. If she would have simply let this man go see his mama, she would have lived.
Well, true, because she had everything tied into the court system that she was good when it comes to that legally. So all she had to do was just allow visits.
That's all she had to do.
Right. And he probably still wouldn't have been able to get his mama out.
Yeah, he couldn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? What is he gonna do? What?
Right.
What can he do? And you got everything legally set up. So Let it go, bro. Some battles are not worth fighting. That shit came back and bit you in the ass when you was literally on top of the world. You know what I'm saying?
People don't know when it's time to throw in the towel.
Yeah, decisions. So, what else we got?
So she said her main thing was she wanted to be rich. She brought that up numerous times in this movie. Her main thing is she wanted money. She wanted to be rich, but it really seemed like she wanted more than money. She kind of wanted power, because I felt like with all those people, all those old people on her wall or whatever, it's like, how do you not have enough money? Like, how much is enough money for you?
Well, she
and then you selling all their belongings. You doing all this, like,
right.
What is not a?
She was living comfortably anyway. She got a BMW. Like you got a decent little car, you got a nice little spot, you got a nice little girlfriend, you got a comfortable life. So why are you risking everything? You know what I'm saying? What nothing?
For more.
Yeah, for more. Don't be greedy. You already getting by. You know what I'm saying? You got an office. And you ain't got to worry about the police coming kicking down your door.
Exactly, because everything you do is legal. That's what I'm saying. Everything you're doing is legal.
Everything. So what?
You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, the power she already was getting power. She had power because she had power over all these people.
Right, but
you know what I'm saying?
But she wanted more. You know what I'm saying? She wanted it. I don't know what she wanted. She just wanted more. She wanted to be like the head person in charge. Like
she ran all. That was her business.
Yeah, but remember she had to negotiate with the guy, and then he was like, "Oh, 2,000 for the room." She's like, "It used to be 500." She wanted to be where she called. They like, "Oh, we got you." Right. You know what I'm saying? Like people wait on her hand and feet.
Oh, that's why when the mafia guy at the end made that proposition to her, she took it, and then they start showing all these buildings with literally her name on it. Exactly. And he was just a silent partner.
Right.
You know? I mean, goddamn. That was too much, bro. It's too much. It's too much. It ain't worth it.
Money or power? What you picking?
I want the money.
But couldn't power bring money?
Somewhat. But see, the power can also get you killed too. and isn't that what they're saying? What happened with the movie? Didn't her power over this old lady denying access to the guy get her killed?
Yeah, if you think about it, it was the power. Because it wasn't the money, because the guy didn't shoot her because he stole all the mother's, earthly belongings. No, it was the fact that she used her power, right, to separate them.
Yeah, she used her power to separate them, and my mother died. She died alone and all that, and that really hurt him.
Right.
And he was ready to throw away his life. You'll never know the lengths people will go, to get revenge. Really. So let me ask you this: would you have killed her too if you was old dude?
That lady at the end?
If you was dude at the end and she was denying you access and something
Oh, let me tell you, that's what made me so angry about this movie. Because I'm like, why is she not dead? How she keep living? I am not cheering for this lady. Like, why she keep saving people? Why is she saving herself? Like, why is she not dead? That's how I felt. And I shouldn't have felt that way, but that's how I felt. Because I'm like, she is a very nasty person.
Well, I don't think nobody was really cheering for her, because anybody that sat there and watched this movie and agreed with what she was doing.
Or wrote this movie cheering for her. Because I'm like, come on now.
No.
Come on.
I mean, I think, speaking from my writer side of me, I think it was a good movie because you show how the legal system is, right? Mm-hmm. And then you show what this person was willing to do and the power that she wanted to have. You know what I'm saying? And then you show that something small that she wasn't even thinking about her life could be taken away just like that. She wasn't even thinking about that man. We saw that man twice. One when he was in court arguing with her, and then next time we saw that man when he shot her.
Right.
So I think it was good writing, if you ask me. I don't even think the writer was cheering for her like that, because she was still technically a villain. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why she died at it. She got exactly what she deserved.
She kind of did.
After all those people she took advantage of and robbed, literally. The old lady even said, "You my guardian robber." She was all on drugs. You my guardian robber. So you robbing people. So she got what she deserved. I think. I mean, you think she got what she deserved?
Yeah, because I felt like she took those old people. She took their last years of their life and got them sitting here in this home, and pretty much like everything they think about it. Think about how in America how things work for us. So we are told you work. You get everything you need. So when you get older, you have a comfortable life. So during your 30s and probably into your 40s, you working hard. Cause like during your 20s, you messing up, you trial and error. Yeah. But by the time you get to your 30s, you're working hard. Your 40s, you're working hard. You're getting all this stuff ready for retirement. And then when you get ready for retirement, somebody knocks at your door and say, you know what? This is us. This is all ours. You're gonna be here in this little old folks home. It's like, so what was all that? What was all these years I put in here for? You just come take it.
I mean, it was too good to be true. So, anyway, it was too good to be true.
It was making me mad.
What at the beginning was, I have a cherry. I guess they called it a cherry. I mean,
cherry's not even good.
Something that sounded that good. She lives alone, never married, no children, 40 years on a job, and just straight liquid, 3 savings accounts and all that stuff.
That was depressing. When they said that she worked at that job for 40 years, I'm like, dang, I don't even think I've been like 3 years at a job. I don't know about no 40 years, no job, but I can't do it.
That's not saying anything good for this podcast. That's not saying anything. Y'all hear that? We only gonna be around about 3 years, and then she calling it quits.
I ain't got that much dedication to things, bro. I can't.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
It's true. At least I know.
I mean, but yeah, it sounds too good to be true. Never married? There's no way. There's no way. No kids. You ain't got no kids?
No, maybe she just
40 years on a job? Come on, man. It sounded too good to be true. It sounded way too good to be true. All this money. She ain't got no man. Nobody comes checks on this lady. You telling me she's a loner like that? You know how hard it is to go out here out of millions of people. How many people you actually gonna find that's like that? It's not a lot.
Yeah.
I would say, if I had to count, out of 1 million people, you might find 100.
They don't know nobody?
That's one, but that's liquid like her, and got the money, house, and no kids, never married. I say it's probably less than 100.
Well, they should have knew it was too good to be true anyway, because it was like, oh, she got 3 saving accounts, a lot of money, just making money.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, even when she went to that deposit box and saw those diamonds, and then she was like, oh, she got insurance on everything but these diamonds right there. Actually, because she did that before the lawyer came.
Mm-hmm.
So no, let's go back. Let's rewind. That is when I would have let that whole situation go.
Well, I don't want to say let it go, but you definitely thinking like, this is shady. Somebody could pop up any minute.
Exactly.
There's no way this old lady got literally diamonds.
$1 million worth of diamonds sitting there.
Here. Where the hell she get $1 million worth of diamonds from?
And that's what I said. It'd have been, what she need with all this money? And she, you know what I'm saying? So I'd have been done. Like that right there, I'm like, saying they right about Miss Jennifer.
$1 million worth of diamonds, bro. Who has $1 million worth of diamonds?
Apparently she did.
Exactly.
Or he did.
So right there, you should know it's shady. So you should have been waiting on that, or somebody, the lawyer, or anybody, to show up and ask about her. And as soon as they did, it's like, all right, this is it. I'm just gonna let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, yeah, I guess.
Well, we're gonna pause for a little bit and go into segment 2. It's gonna be a short segment, so don't worry, guys. And yeah, we'll be right back. And we're back. Segment 2, guys.
Okay. All right, so I got a question.
I might have an answer. Maybe.
I hope you do. Okay. This is a podcast, ain't kind of got to talk, Okay. So when it was time for I guess his name was Roman. Eventually, we found out. Mm-hmm. My boy from the Game of Thrones, what you never seen.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't know, but I hope you're right.
It's
for the sake of my fans.
No.
Our fans.
It's the
fan. Hi, guys.
I forgot his character name in Game of Thrones. I don't know how. But Cersei's brother.
You was not that good.
Well, it
you
was
even interested in it?
Oh,
how many seasons you watch?
All of them. All 6 of them.
And you don't remember the man's name?
No, I watched it a couple of years ago. It went off a couple of years ago. Anyway, so his character when he met up with old girl, finally, he brought they kidnapped her, brought her out there, and she was like, pay me off, and all this stuff. But then he said, get rid of her, make her look organic, right? So
Yeah.
that means they try to kill her, but and make it an accident, just like they did with a girlfriend. You think he should have put one in her head and called it a day and make sure she never found again? Because I think that's what he should have did. That would save him a lot of trouble.
Well, I think he didn't want it to fall back on him. Because remember, they already tried to do it legally in the court. So they already tried to go to court against her.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, if she just winds up dead, and then the doctor who, she, like if she just wound with a bullet in her head, the doctor is dead. It's just like, okay, like
Doesn't
somebody's
matter.
killing them.
It's not none of that stuff reported to him. Point back to him, because remember, on paper, she's not related to anybody. So, but in same time, he didn't think like sooner or later, like maybe my mom gonna need a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So why don't I just put this lawyer on retainer? You ain't got to pay him, but if anything happens,
Yeah,
anything, you got a lawyer.
yeah,
Period.
but the thing is, who's going to be where's that money coming from for all
Well,
these years, like forever?
it doesn't matter. It covers all bases because you already created a whole identity for your mom. You went back 40 years of paperwork.
Exactly. So the mom just magically for 40 years going to be paying for a lawyer, because I'm sure the
No,
son
but
was doing it.
it's a difference paying for. You ain't really got to pay for a lawyer until you need that lawyer. But if you got on a retainer, depending on how close you are with this person, I meet up with a lawyer that's my friend or whatever. He's like, give me $1. I give him $1. He said, give me this paperwork. I sign this paperwork. He's my lawyer. He's my lawyer, and he don't pay. I don't really pay him until he actually does some work. He just on a retainer. I believe how that's worked. Don't quote me.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. Here's the issue. Here's the issue for all that. The thing is, the lawyer wasn't a good lawyer. You know what I mean? Because she said, "Oh, you're not a family law lawyer. Like you're a shark." So it's not like he was like a dirty lawyer. So you're gonna have a dirty lawyer on retainer?
It didn't matter because what was the reason for them to deny him going to see his client? Is because you're not on retainer.
Right, and he can't be on retainer because he couldn't see his client. But even if he was on retainer, she
would. She would have had no choice but to grant her lawyer access to her.
But here's the thing: no one thought that would happen.
Yeah.
So
but that's what I'm saying. You should cover all bases.
But for 40 years,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
because she has matter of fact, she had an attorney, because she said I've checked her paperwork and she has a local attorney. So she did have an attorney, but for whatever reason, she still couldn't talk to this attorney.
Okay, I missed that part. Okay, but all right, the question at hand: should he have just shot her in the fucking face? She had just shot her in the face.
No,
like
people. No, police do investigations.
But again, so what? Doesn't matter. She would have never. Nobody, no investigation. We know that. It's just a missing person, and she could be missing for the next 30 years. Nobody, no investigation.
I think that's only true in Texas. I feel like even if there ain't nobody, there's still gonna be an investigation. I feel like that's how that works.
No, I'll watch.
Especially everybody knows she's a hated person.
I watched the first 48 plenty of times, so I'm telling you, nobody, no investigation. I'm telling you, he should just put one in her head, buried her deep, and left it like that. But instead, you got to make it look like accidents and all this stuff like that. And she ended up not dying, but I guess that worked out in his favor because he ended up getting his mom back. Even though she took full advantage of him. Mm-hmm. So, and he wanted to go to business with her, so he made money, which he is.
Well, yeah, by the end of the movie, he owns all of it. Well, I don't know how he's gonna keep making money unless he get a new person take her place.
That's it. That's all you need. That's easy. As soon as she died, I'm like, her girlfriend gonna take over the business. Why not? Why not? It's a multi-million-dollar business. You know what I'm saying? So,
speaking of her girlfriend, her character was one of a follower. Like, there was plenty of times the girlfriend felt like this was too much and they should stop, but she just kept going with her.
Well, I think Marla, the main character, she has the power of persuasion. She had the power of persuasion in the courtroom. to
Oh
these
yeah, she did.
old people, the elderly people that she was taking advantage of, to pretty much everybody that she was coming in contact with, until she met up with the Russian guys. It was like, hey, she did her whole little spiel talking about just pay me off, all this and all that, and he was like, forget it, I'll just kill you, you know. So she had the power of persuasion, and then she ended up taking full advantage of him, and that was definitely the power of persuasion after that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but the girlfriend, I mean, she tried. She was like, "We need to go. We need to go." Like she knew what time it was, but she had to be all big and bad. It was like, "Oh, this and all that stuff." But people out here dying, getting shot at, bringing guns in the nursing home. Oh, this is business. That really what made me not like her. After they tried to break her out, and she went back and talked to the old lady. He was like, "Oh, you don't bring guns in the nursing home
Oh
and all
yeah.
that."
She's
I'm
like, if you
like,
want to fight me, you fight me
yeah,
the right way, or however she
bring me to
said.
court.
And
Show up
I'm
in
like,
court.
they already took you to court, honey, and obviously
Yeah.
that didn't work. So
I'm like, everybody's not the
I'm gonna get
same.
dirty.
Yeah, you dealing with gangsters. I mean, he did right. He tried to do it right, and
He
he lost
did.
in court. But if you dealing with somebody like that's gangster like that, what you expect him to do? He gonna take it to the streets.
Well,
He gonna get crazy with it.
that's what most people like. You try to believe in the legal system, but if the legal system if it's not helping you, then you got no choice but to take matters to your own hand. It's just is what it is.
That's what people do. So before, most people, they don't even believe in the legal system. So they go out and exact revenge on people and say, forget the legal system. I'll do it myself.
Well, the legal system again is only made to protect certain people. Those people believe in the legal system. For those who it wasn't meant to protect, it's like, man, you gotta go to court. I'm about to pray for you. We're gonna need something higher than ourselves. I'm about to pray for you because don't know how this about to happen.
Yep.
It's gonna work out.
So I don't know. I just think he should have just killed himself. But it turned out better for him. But I don't think I would have went through all the trouble. He got left out there naked. She on drugs.
He wanted his mama though.
Yeah, he wanted his mama, and he got his mama at the end, but she definitely got what she deserved. So I blame this whole thing on her. Everything was her fault for the reason she got killed, for her going through all this stuff because of this one lady. You know what I'm saying? It didn't seem worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And sometimes you gotta know when to take that L and keep it moving. And that's it. So.
Well, she definitely didn't.
No, she didn't. Not at all. Dummy. She a damn fool.
All right. So in this movie, one of the guys, Sam or whoever he was, the director for the nursing home, he had mentioned the milligram experiment, and they didn't really go into details with it. They kind of like kept going, whatever the case may be. But so I had to look it up because I was curious because I never heard of it. So the milligram experiment, Stanley Milgram. So pretty much he did an experiment where he was trying to test when how people listen to authority. Okay, so pretty much sum it up real quick. He had people who what were they? The teachers, and then you got the learners, right? So the teachers was supposed to teach the learners like some words. Like if I say this word comes next. Like if I say cat, you say dog. If I say, like that, they're teaching this, whatever. So, anyways, what will happen is if the learner, if they didn't get the word right, if they messed up, then the teacher was supposed to, shock them. They'll pull this little thing and give them shock. So the shock starts off low and then it keeps going all the way up to, I think, like, what was it, 450 volts or 400 volts, something like that. Anyways, so in this experiment, they realized that it was about 65% of the teachers were willing to go to they went to the max level with these people. And even though like during the experiment, as it got higher, the person would bang on the door like, oh, it's too much, I don't want to do it. But they would have like a control person, the guy, be like, oh, well, teacher, you got to keep doing it. You got to keep going. And then they would just keep shocking the person. So it's like when it comes to authority, people are willing to listen, even if it's going to hurt someone else. like it's like they kind of use it as an excuse, like, well, somebody told me to do this, somebody hired me, told me to do this, so I did it, so I shouldn't be to blame for this. Like they kind of like they throw their own thinking out the window.
Right. Which the experiment makes sense, but I didn't know why they felt the need to throw that in there, or how does it relate to this movie?
Because remember, she was in the car and she was driving, and she was like, he like, well, did you have to pull her out by her hair or something like that? And she was like, no, she packed up and she walked out. And he was like, well, I'll be kicking and screaming. And she was like, she said something like, well, you'll be surprised when they see the paperwork, they see the cops, they don't want any trouble, they just go along with it.
Right.
And that's when he brought that up, because it's like when people feel like authority, because I'm sure the lady looked at the cops with her not being who she was. When she saw the cops out there, like, oh, I ain't got time for the cops to get involved because I might be in bigger trouble. So that was something where, she pretty much, uh, I guess she listened. She had no choice but to listen.
Yeah, she bowed down to the authority.
Right.
Yeah. But at the same time, this whole movie, I was hoping, I'm like, I hope she fucking with the wrong bitch right now. You know what I'm saying? Because she using, well, authority is power, right?
Right.
So when you come knocking on somebody's door, this could be anybody. This could be anybody. You go to somebody's door with court documents and the police behind you, they gonna bend. They gonna do whatever you say do.
Well, it depends, because based off the experiment, let's go back to the experiment. Mm-hmm. What they're saying, it depends. Like if people, well, pretty much the experiment is saying that we are raised to listen to authority and praise when we listen to authority. So like you're home, you listen to your parents, go to school, listen to your teacher, follow the rules, at work, listen to your boss. Like when you follow in line and listen to whoever's in charge of you, then everything's going to work out well.
Right.
So some people, however, are raised to challenge authority, whereas a lot of people are raised to listen to authority. So if you're raised to listen to authority, then if you see, somebody in authority tells you to do something, and it's like, I guess I better do it. It's the right thing to do. But if you're raised like, oh, you need to quit, don't just do things because somebody tell you, you need to question it. Think for yourself. Then at that point, you become, I ain't gonna say an outlaw, but you kind of be, you're not gonna just follow. I'm not gonna follow in line just because someone said that this is what I should do. I'm gonna think for myself. But however, that may have you not being as legal as you should because you want to think for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, but from what I was told when I was growing up, right? Even though how much you think somebody is in charge, even they got a boss. You know what I'm saying? So just like I was telling you earlier, like it's like the military. I'm lower enlisted, so I report to a sergeant, but my sergeant reports to somebody else. Somebody else reports to somebody else, and it goes all the way up. Everybody's taking orders. Mm-hmm. Everybody's taking orders to as far as your eyes can see. You know what I'm saying? So authority is everywhere. It's a way of society, it's a way of life. That's why laws are made and stuff like that. And if you don't comply with these laws,
what happens? They throw you. They punish you.
There are punishments.
They punish you.
Yes,
but
just like a job or anything.
But exactly. But should you be punished because your way of thinking is different from what somebody put into law? We didn't write these laws. Did I vote? I didn't agree on these laws, but yet I still got to follow them.
Yeah, because you didn't have to. Like if it's on the job and you don't comply with the fucking policies of the job, you ain't gonna have that job no more.
Well, yeah, well that's what the thing is saying, that people are brainwashed. Well, not necessarily brainwashed, but people are taught it's good to stand in line. Therefore, it's easier to control things. However, let's go back to the whole thing with slavery. So let's think. If everybody's falling in line, I see a slave, I'm gonna go call the police. Instead of me minding my own business, I feel like it's my duty that I go and snitch on this person.
Yeah.
So it becomes like, it gets to a point like, okay, falling in line, is that good or is that bad? If you cannot think for yourself. If it's like, oh, it's the law, I got to do it, it's the law. It's like, does it even make sense? Like, and then if you don't do it, I'm gonna be punished, but let's say, okay, people were helping slaves, whatever. Then slavery became legal. You know what I mean? Like let's go with something newer. Like, okay, marijuana. People got locked up for marijuana. Now marijuana is starting to become legal in certain places. It's like, okay, so
And they not only that, they make it a big business, but there's still people sitting in jail with.
exactly. That's my point. So it's like, I hate when people, like, I'll be reading like these little articles and things like that, and then people are like, oh well, they should have just listened to it. It was the law. And it's like, do you notice a lot of stuff that was the law that's no longer the law? Because people kept breaking it and they realized, you know what? This does make sense. Maybe the law we had, we shouldn't have had it.
Yeah.
I.e., people, for example, like people burning movies and people burning movies and like songs and stuff like that. You know, you had to buy a CD. You know what I mean? Or then all of a sudden Napster came up there, and all of a sudden now you can download music to your computer and things like that. You ain't gotta buy a CD. Look at it now. What did that turn into? Streaming of all types.
Yeah. People,
music, movies, everything. YouTube.
I honestly can't remember the last time I bought a CD.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
So people stream it now.
But what happened? Like people got in trouble for that. But eventually they realized, you know what? This is perhaps, maybe there's something to this. All we gotta do is figure out how we're gonna regulate this and be able to make money off of it. And then now look at it. That's what we got.
We can get what we want.
So
yeah, but I
do what's right, guys. I don't care if it's legal or illegal or whatever the case may be. Do what is right. We know what's morally right. Do what's right. Simple.
All right. So, lesson, blessing, or curse?
Lesson, because I didn't like this movie at all.
If you didn't like it, then that's a curse.
No, there was lessons to learn from this movie.
Yeah, it was plain lessons.
Y'all need to check up on your parents. If you got older parents, you need to go check up on them.
Your grandparents.
You need to make sure they straight, because you don't want nobody scamming off you. That was dirty. That's shady. So shady. You don't want nobody scamming off your parent or your grandparents or whatever the case may be. Like, they work hard. Let them die in peace. You know what I mean? Not say die, but you know what I'm saying? Let them live their final years out in peace the way they want to do it. Don't have them forced into no home. Because you don't want to visit them or crazy stuff like that. Like, that's crazy to me. But yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I think it was a lesson. It showed me how legal it is to take full advantage of somebody, which I didn't even know. I didn't even know people actually could do this. You could sign over somebody's whole life because somebody said so.
Right.
And then that person could be taken full advantage of. You better hope the guardian that they get is a good person. Because you got anybody like Marla, you're going to have to kill her.
It's over for you.
It's over for you. You're going to have to kill her. I saw it. You're going to have to kill her. But yeah. So I think that's it, right?
Yep. That's pretty much it, guys.
All right. Well, appreciate y'all for listening. Check us out on twinkleberry.com. Comment, send your question in, whatever you got. We on YouTube now, so check out the YouTube page. We got all the past episodes. Check us out on Spotify, Anchor, Pocket Cast, wherever you see podcasts. We on it. So holla at your boy. Send us some emails. Let us know. Give us movie suggestions. And we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.